So Jeremiah had a good point. If you go on the calendar, it says 6 o'clock. And on the website, for the meeting line, it does say 6. So I don't know if you change it, it says 6 o'clock.
Just saying that. I waited on you. While he's wearing a uniform, you know what I mean? Hey, how's it going? Take a, what's going on? Huh? Must be a team. Work for free. You get one of them little wooden guns carried around. You want them little wooden guns? Kirsty. Friday night. Want to have something? However, we couldn't do steak. It was either.
Just a friendly reminder to silence your cell phones or turn them off, whatever you see fit. Please refrain from interrupting people speaking. Citizens are only allowed to make comments to the board during any public hearing or during the citizen comments time on the agenda. All citizens wishing to make comments are required to approach the podium before speaking. Speaking from the audience will not be allowed. Speak your name to the board. During open citizen comment, you are limited to 3 minutes of speaking time. The purpose of this time is to allow the board to hear opinions of the citizens and not necessarily engage in dialogue. The audience is not allowed to speak during the business part of the meeting. We have a lot to celebrate tonight. If you'll please stand with me for a prayer. Lord, thank you for allowing us to be here tonight, together, to celebrate our town, our students, and our history. Please fill us with knowledge of your will, so that we may bear fruit in your work. May you strengthen us with great endurance and patience. Let your light shine through us. We give you thanks. Amen. Stay seated. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Motion for the approval of the minutes from the January 9th regular meeting, January 9th special meeting, January 22nd strategic planning meeting, January 23rd work session, and January 23rd special meeting.
Make a motion to approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Recognition of citizens. Now we are going to recognize our students of the month from Carr Elementary.
Good evening, Mayor Beatty and Dallas Board of Aldermen members. My name is Becky Duncan, and I serve as the principal of Carr Elementary School. It's my great pleasure to present our Carr Elementary Students of the Month for February this evening. It is my privilege to introduce you to these very special students. Fourth grade, Miss Mitchell's class. Autumn was chosen for Carr Student of the Month because she is an outstanding student who always performs to the best of her ability. Autumn is always willing to lend a helping hand, give advice when classmates need it, or even help others when they're feeling down. Congratulations, Autumn. Our next student is Andrew Alexander, fourth grade, Miss Gass's class. Andrew embodies an exceptional commitment to academic excellence, demonstrates remarkable dedication to his studies, and consistently exhibits outstanding leadership qualities. His enthusiasm for learning, coupled with his positive attitude and willingness to assist peers, has significantly contributed to a collaborative classroom environment. Andrew's remarkable work ethic, passion for learning, and commendable character make him a... Congratulations, Andrew. helpful friend. She diligently persists in completing tasks even when they're difficult. She doesn't give up. Congratulations, Steinler. Next, we have Kinsley Boyer, 4th grade, Ms. O'Reilly's class. Kinsley is very respectful and kind to her classmates. She is a friend of learning. She works hard to understand concepts and to get her work done accurately. She makes meaningful contributions during learning time and is an important member of her class. Kinsley puts into practice the habits of a good leader. Congratulations, Kinsley. Our last student is Colton Sykes, 4th grade, Ms. Worcester's class. Colton is an exceptional student, always going above and beyond to excel in all of his academic endeavors. Beyond his bright mind, Colton's compassion shines through with his numerous acts of kindness. Always the first to lend a helping hand, he consistently goes out of his way to make everyone around him feel included. Colton's remarkable character, paired with his unwavering commitment to academics, makes him an exceptional student who is truly deserving of this award. I don't believe Colton made it this evening either. Thank you very much for this opportunity to recognize our students.
Parents, if you want to come up and take pictures, that's okay. If you want to, Donald, that's okay. And Tom and Dawson. And Uncle everyone. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Would we like to make a motion for approval of agenda with additions or deletions? Does anybody have anything?
Yes, Madam Mayor, I would like, if we could add to the agenda, a small discussion or talk concerning letters that come of the town government and the specific letterhead that we use. And recommend that would be item K. And item L, I would like to propose the removal of R5 zoning from our zoning ordinance.
Is that correct? Again. Oh.
Oh, yeah, all right, I see that.
So the proposal to remove R5
R5 zoning.
zoning.
Madam Mayor, I think we probably need to ask the rest of the citizens if they want to have citizens comment,
Okay.
so we don't forget anybody who might want to see
In which I don't know.
that. Well, no, that was, students were part of the recognition of citizens.
We're going back to 2.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
For the calendar, for an addition, Mr. Blackburn, I just want to make sure that we add the calendars for August to the calendar. It's August 24th. Do you have it on there?
Yeah, August 24th.
Okay. For our consent agenda, is there a seat on behalf of the town?
Mike Fields, 33 Phillips Church Road. First of all, I'd like to recognize two members of our fire department who were recognized by the Western North Carolina Association of Firefighters. Named Chief Officer of the Year by the association, and our Chief, Earl Withers, was moved up to President of the Association for the year 2024. I think that speaks very well of both of them and of our fire department. Congratulations to those. I'd like to talk for a minute about the town sign, the electronic sign. It's been discussed before about having that sign hooked up to the emergency generator for this building in case of any type of emergency. As it stands right now, if power goes off in town, that sign is blank, can't be used. I mean, I know that I talked to Chief Withers, and there's been some discussion about temporary fixes to that. But I think it's, as part of any type of emergency planning, that should be one of the first stages. The generator here, and also to have direct access for the fire and police department in case of an emergency. And hopefully there's some other steps going on with emergency planning. I know that there are designated shelters for heating and cooling in the town. Those are really not well identified. It's not public knowledge. And from there, and some of the drug issues in town, we had an unfortunate incident this past week with one of the homeless in this area passing away due to probable drug overdose. And I know there's no simple answer, no easy answer. And I know the police department puts a lot of resources into this, as do the fire department and the rescue squad. I know it's a high percentage of calls. It'd be interesting to see what number of calls for each department we get related to drug issues in the town. With that being said, I want to say that the fire department, the police department, the rescue squad in Dallas have done and are doing an outstanding job. And I just want to say that everyone appreciates what's going on with them. But if you look around town, it's almost full. Looks like the apartments are getting ready to start going up out of the ground in the next month or two. On Rosewood Drive, we have at least 7 homes that are up out of the ground, being pretty much dried in. The development beside Walmart is moving along really quickly. In the next 2 months, probably, there should be some units going up quickly. So we may, at our staffing levels, especially for the police department, and then the town utility departments, the electrical and street departments are going to need help. Fire department's going to be more spread out than it is already. And I know the budget starts July 1st, but I don't know that some of these departments can wait, in my opinion. Let's pay attention to the town employees do a great job. The electrical department, if there's any type of damage, the street and water departments are right on top of everything. Just like to thank all of them again. Thank you, guys.
Is there anyone else?
Curtis Wilson, 438 South Gaston Street, and I'd just like to pray for our town also. Lord, your word says how good and beautiful it is when your children dwell together in unity. And Lord, I thank you, Father, that we can live in a place that acknowledges you in all of their ways. And we ask, God, that you direct our paths in paths of righteousness for your name's sake. Lord, that their parents and grandparents served you and looked at you and trusted in you, so the generation following will be inclined to do also. Father, I just ask that you touch our leaders. God, touch their minds as they make the decisions for the future. And God, for every first responder department, God, and for every department of our town, God, everybody that serves, for us to have this wonderful quality of life, God, that you would bless their lives, bless their families. Touch and do. And Lord, that everything we say and do will bring honor to you in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
Anyone else for public comment? Okay, thank you all. Moving to our consent agenda. We have our budget amendment for a police department. Budget amendment for salary adjustment and correction. Budget amendment for final payment for parcel 132105. And budget amendment for wastewater AIA grants. We have a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? So carried. For the Shepherd's Way annexation. Any citizens that did comment for that, please remember that we do have a 3-minute time limit on that, but we do want to hear what we have to say. Do we have a motion for public hearing?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? So carried. Do we have anyone for the public hearing for the Shepherd's Way annexation?
Madam Mayor, Aldermen, residents, and citizens of the town of Dallas, on August the 30th, 2023, a petition for annexation was presented to the town of Dallas for consideration for voluntary annexation. This petition covers parcels identified in Gaston County Tax Office 2142, 59. And this is in order to develop the entire property. This application was submitted along with the rezoning petition, as I would add, the rezoning petition died at the November meeting due to the lack of a motion. So there's no rezoning consideration tonight or in the very near future from that perspective. The entire 18.61 acre parcel is highlighted for new residential development in the 2030 future land use plan. It's consistency by our Madam Clerk, and we will open it up now for the public hearing. If any comments or questions?
Does anyone want to make a comment for the annexation?
Mr. Mayor, you say
There's no request for rezoning on the table or for consideration at this time. That does not mean that there may won't be one that comes before this board in the future. But it does not exist at this time due to the motion not being, motion not being made.
We approved what can they do?
I'm sorry?
We approved this, come and see without what can they do? Can they
Well,
build?
you have 60 days from the date of the annex. Threefold. You can make it immediate, you can make it June 30th of this year, or June 30th of the following year, 2025. That being said, you still have a 60-day period in which the town has to assign some zoning classification. Madam Mayor, Alderman, I would recommend that the meeting, at that time, that would allow staff to meet with the applicant and talk to them about a zoning classification that would meet the needs of everyone concerned. So, Mr. Hunt, would you concur that we would recess the public hearing to the March meeting? And I think you have to specify the actual date.
Time, and we did not close the public hearing. Go back in.
I'd like to reset.
The public hearing until the next regular meeting, March, and that is, sorry,
Showing the same. March 13th.
Recess to March, I think it's 13th, isn't it?
it's leap year.
So we're not on.
March 12th.
Is it? We were close. Okay, so recess to March 12th at 6:30. I have a motion.
So moved.
All in favor? Any opposed? So carried. Have no old business. That means we're going to get into some new business here. We are here to celebrate and acknowledge we can celebrate. Dallas is truly lucky. We have a lot of community leaders who are African American, and I'm proud to be a part of that community with you. So I'd like to recognize the members of the community now.
It's truly a privilege to be an alderman here in the town of Dallas. And this proclamation that I'm about to read for Black History Month in 2024, let me make it known that this is not the first time. It is just that it is our custom that we recognize Black History Month every year as we go along. And we also know contained to 1 month, but it is something that is continually celebrated throughout the year and throughout all ages. But the proclamation for Black History Month in 2024 from the town of Dallas reads, whereas throughout the month of February, Black History Month, with the theme of African Americans and the arts, will be observed in our state and nation. Citizens to learn about and appreciate the contributions of African Americans and their impact on the past, the present, and future. And whereas Black History Month's early origins began in February of 1926, when Negro History Week was established by Dr. Carter G. Woodson, a Harvard scholar, and the son of a former slave. Dr. Woodson launched a study of Black history and the African American experience in the United States. He chose February because it marked the birthdays of President Abraham Lincoln and the American abolitionist Frederick Douglass. Dr. Woodson's legacy influenced the eventual shift from Negro History Week to a month-long celebration, later to be established in the mid-1970s and every month. And whereas African American legends such as the writer Maya Angelou, freedom fighter Harriet Jacobs, educator Dr. Charlotte Hawkins Brown, scholar John Hope Franklin, sports hero Michael Jordan, artist Romare Bearden, and musicians John Coltrane and Thelonious Monk went from being citizens of the world. And whereas North Carolina's African American history is celebrated and studied at state historic sites such as the historic Edenton, Charlotte Hawkins Brown Museums, Somerset Place, historic Stagsville, Reed Gold Mine, Tryon Place, historic sites and gardens, Roanoke Island Festival Park, and the North Carolina Transportation History Month pays tribute to and recognizes the numerous and outstanding accomplishments, past, present, that African Americans make our community, our state, and the world. Whereas the year 2024 also marks the 60th anniversary of the Civil Rights Act, which was first proposed by President John F. Kennedy in 1963 and eventually signed into law during the height on July 2nd, 1964 by President Lyndon Baines Johnson. The legislation prohibited discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, national origin, and paved the way for future anti-discrimination legislation. Now, therefore, the Town of Dallas Board of Aldermen, this 13th day of February 2024, do hereby proclaim February 2024 as Black History Month and call upon the citizens of Dallas to observe and commemorate Black History Month as we celebrate the accomplishments and the contributions of African Americans. Signed on this 13th day of A. Beatty, Mayor, and attested to by Sarah Ballard, the town clerk.
Have a motion to accept.
Make a motion.
All in favor? All opposed? So carried. I would like to ask Stacy Malker Thomas to the podium with me, please. Whereas Stacy Malker Thomas is a former whereas is the first African American female to be elected to that office. Whereas is very active in the community and hosts, sponsors, and participates in numerous community events, such as giving out Thanksgiving dinners to senior citizens in the town, and organizes the annual MLK Junior Day Breakfast and program held at Venture Church. Whereas holds Easter school drives to provide school supplies to local youth at Jaggers Park, and holds cleanup events for streets in East Dallas and Jaggers Park, while providing free food at these events. Whereas is an active and continual supporter of the Dallas Rescue Squad. Now, therefore, in honor of Stacy Malker Thomas, as a loving mother, wife, and friend, the town of Dallas, by affirmative vote of its Board of Aldermen, Stacy Malker Thomas, and extends its collective appreciation and gratitude for her years of service in this community. Adopted this 13th day of February 2024 by Haley Beatty, Mayor, attested by Sarah Ballard, Town Clerk. Thank you.
Okay, maybe you can hear me. So first, I would like to thank everyone who's here to support me today, all of the family and friends that came out today to continually support me for everything that I do in the community. Secondly, I would like to thank the mayor and the board of aldermen for such a historic recognition. To serve is not so we can be honored or recognized, so thank you, I greatly appreciate it. It's because we want to make a change. It's because it's something that we see that we want to do differently. So when I made the decision to run for alderman board, it's because I wanted to make a change. I wanted to see things differently. And I greatly appreciate my time. I won 2 consecutive terms. Couldn't have done it without the support of the residents. I'm thankful for my time, but with everything, there's a season. And when I made the decision to resign, it's because God was moving me somewhere different. He said, your time here is over. So, although I'm not an elected official anymore, I will forever be a community servant of Dallas because I care about what happens in Dallas. I live there, so I want y'all to be successful. Because I want y'all to be great, because if y'all don't succeed, I don't. So I care about what happens in Dallas. I formed some really good relationships with everybody, the department heads. They're always a phone call away. The day our car was stolen, I'm like, Chief Wall, they stole our car. And he was like, Stacy, I promise you, we'll get your car back. We out of town fishing. 3 months later, we get the call, we found your car. So I greatly appreciate the friendships that I have established with all the department heads. They are all great. During the went out, I called, we don't have any power, it's cold. Within the hour they were out, had to replace a transformer. And for everybody that knows, Stacy, you live in a house across a rabbit store, yes. But right below us, less than a mile, Jennifer called, Stacy, do I see power in your house? Yes. She has good power and I have town of Dallas, and it's a road that separates us. So once again, hats off to the guys for always doing a wonderful job. And I will have to say, cannot thank them enough. The Dallas Rescue Squad, very professional. I can't tell you how many times they picked Jasmine up and transported her to and from. Many times. They were always very professional, always caring, made her feel really good. I love y'all more than anybody. Every year. Every year. That is what I strive to do. Once again, hats off to Earl and the guys I called. I think I smelled something. Can y'all come check the carbon monoxide? Get Johnny on the spot. That's the great thing about living in a small town. When you live in a small town, you know everybody personally. You can call them and they know you. So I've been in Dallas my entire life. And like I say, I care about what happens here. I try to make myself available for anybody that has any questions, because like I say, I live in Dallas and I care about what happens, and I will forever be a community servant. And thank y'all very much for the recognition.
Do we have a motion to accept the proclamation honoring Stacy Monka?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? So carried. We'll take a 5-minute recess to let people leave if they want.
I do know that's a funny joke. That $100 coming is on $2 bill, right? I'm not making it, okay? I was like, why did I do that? You already know me. She thought we had a chance. I don't read this. I don't. Ask me if you're ready. Go home. Ask me if you're ready.
So I'm wondering. Yeah, my wife's not there. Bought all that. So he owns all that back here. So I'll get because Jennifer and Jason live a couple houses.
Next on new business for item C, planning board, reappointment of Thomas Smith. Got any discussion from the board? All in favor? Any opposed? So carried. Item G, planning board appointment. This is a new appointment of an alternate member, Bradley Owens. Mr. Blackburn, would you read item D, please?
Madam Mayor, Aldermen, residents and citizens of the town of Dallas, Bradley Goins has submitted an application requesting to serve on the planning board. Mr. Goins is a resident of the town and has a background in electrical engineering. Currently, the planning board has a vacancy for one alternate. Planning board terms of office are defined in the general statute 153.100 in the town zoning ordinance. For an alternate position, the Board of Aldermen may reappoint him for another 2-year term, which would be January 2024 through January 2026. The application for the applicant was submitted in your agenda packet.
Do I have any discussion from the board? There's no discussion. Do I have any motion? All in favor? Any opposed? So carried. Thank you, Bradley. Moving to item E, special event request for the Rusty Rabbit for block parties. Do we have any discussion or information on
Madam Mayor, members of the Aldermen, residents and citizens of the town of Dallas, that the applicant has applied for 4 special event applications which have been received by the Rusty Rabbit to hold block parties. All of the events are requested to be held from 5 p.m. through 11 p.m. on the following days: Saturday, April 20th, Saturday, June 15th, Saturday, August 24th, and Saturday, October 12th. Each event will be open to the public. It will be. They are requesting 2 security personnel, 10 trash receptacles, enclosure of 100 block East Main Street. This is between North Gaston and North College Streets. This enclosure will be from 2 p.m. until 2 a.m. Attendance is estimated to be approximately 1,000 people. It is also noted that electrical power and/or generators will be used. Also in your agenda material, there's an application for your review.
Is there any discussion? A couple of things here. Let's start with the date. There will be an event overlap. We have the Catalina's coming for a concert series, the summer concert series on August 24th.
I'd like to excuse myself from voting this, but if you would reach out to them, they will change that date.
We haven't.
No, not the links. If you would reach out
Okay,
to them, they will change that date.
okay.
That's something I would take myself out of this.
Is that
You dispute this stuff, and then who's supposed to?
so you can't vote. So we'll have.
Probably a good idea is so we can confirm the August date.
Right.
I think that was done in December, and they are aware of it.
Okay.
That they-
Do I have a motion to table this until March? All in favor? Any opposed?
Hold on a minute, I want to say something. You can give me a chance.
Okay, go ahead, Alan.
So, who pays for the police officers?
I think it's
Who pays for the police officers and personnel?
The Rusty Rabbit pays for that. Just probably, so they pay the off-duty fee.
The Rusty Rabbit will pay the off-duty prices privately.
And does 1,000 people, in my opinion, more than 2 officers can handle? Has he consulted with the police chief?
Not for that amount of money. The concerts they've had previously, they've never had 1,000 people. I would say, if I had to guess today, maybe 300 or 400 at the most. That's at the most. I think they're putting that number when it was a high number, but I've never worked any concert in this did over about 300 people.
Okay, but if it does get high numbers, we need to. Adjust our law.
Okay.
Also, we're going to be looking at of y'all So y'all prove this like, prove they go up or down.
Yeah, we've tabled the item for next month, for March. So we haven't approved anything. So we'll discuss this next month.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Special event, or item F now, special event request, call for member for the Walker Hayes Scholarship Walk. Mr. Blackburn, would you please give us information on that, page 65.
Madam Mayor, Aldermen, residents and citizens of the town of Dallas. Town staff has received an application for a special event titled the Request Walk to Remember Walker Hayes Scholarship Walk. Background information includes Kelly Lee has submitted a special events application to Alderman Sam Martin, proposing to hold a memorial walk will go to the Walker Hayes Scholarship Fund. Ms. Lee is requesting to use Monitor Park for the event on March 23rd, 2024, from 8:30 a.m. till 4 o'clock p.m. They are requesting to put up no more than 10 tents and the use of 6 trash receptacles. The event will be open to the general public, and they are estimating attendance of approximately 150 people.
Any discussion?
Sorry.
Any way,
Yeah, it was way less fun.
well,
Madam Mayor, is anybody talking? Madam Mayor, is anybody talking?
Yeah, hold on just a second.
It's hard for me to hear what y'all.
hard for me to hear
Y'all
what
hear me?
y'all. Come here.
I'd like to, I'm not sure the amount, but I would like to make a proposal that the town maybe does a budget amendment or gives money to this, a donation to this, special event for the Walker Hayes.
Yeah, who's employed on the rec department? Yes. That's what we need to specify the amount.
Right.
I mean, we've done it before, but you would have to agree on the amount, and that's what we're trying to.
No, not unless you fell short on your contract or anything like that, 'cause it'll come out of the recreation sponsor, that's all. So,
All four.
Right, that's your big issue.
Y'all vote.
Yes, we did. We approved it.
But I wanted to add that we ought to
allow
them to advertise the event
them
on
to
the
advertise the event on the
square outside for free.
square outside for free.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll put it on the website and the sign.
Okay. And then on the whatever you call it. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. Item G, the audit contract approval.
Yes, ma'am. Madam Mayor, Board of Aldermen. Staff is recommending that the Board of Aldermen consider entering into a contract with the auditing firm of Martin Starnes and Associates for the 23-24 fiscal year annual audit. The contract price is $57,900, and that's for all services to be rendered. I've spoken with the town staff that worked with them last year, and they were very pleased with the town staff and their staff has with each other.
Have any discussion?
So this is the same company that we used last year?
Correct.
And as far as the dollar, 79, that,
Yes, we went to contract with them last year. We went in for a 3-term contract, and they have a tiered structure where they give us so yes, this is your max amount that we have to pay. They can't give that definite until they get in and see how many extra services they would have to provide, like an after and things like that. But that would be your max dollar amount we have to pay. Just a slight increase from the prior year.
You have a motion? Approved.
Make a motion to approve.
All in favor? Any opposed? So carried. Moving to offices for town hall employees. For 81, Mr. Blackburn, the background information on this is not what I wanted to discuss. What I wanted to discuss for is that we are at capacity in our town hall administration building. So what I'd like to do is look at a temporary relocation for town employees, some town employees to this building. Downstairs there are 2 offices, and I don't work in the office every day, so I don't know what would be best for our employees or where they think it would be best for them to go. However, employees to move downstairs in the offices across from the conference room, simply so that we can create more space in town hall administrative building and still use this building here for venue. So we'll have the conference room still open, this still open for venue meetings. So.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Just got to sign on that.
Right. I don't know if we make that decision or as employees, amongst your staff, because
Okay.
we don't work.
This would not be seen as a permanent relocation,
Right.
just temporary.
Just temporary.
Okay.
You guys vote to give him the direction to do that.
Okay.
Yes.
And all the ancillaries that are involved in there, because you've got to get communications and everything else in order for them to do their jobs.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Something you bring back work session?
opposed? So carried. For I, we have a changing date for March. Mr. Wagner?
Yes, ma'am. Madam Mayor, Board Alderman, residents, citizens of the town of Dallas. The mayor has requested to amend the budget calendar from its original date of, I believe it was March 26, 2024, at 6:30 p.m. to March 8th at 9 a.m.
What day is the date?
Friday.
I'll,
Keep on.
I might not, I don't know. I don't mind moving it there. I will have to get coverage at work, obviously. But
Otherwise, it's gonna be on a Tuesday. So it's either Friday or Tuesday. Conflict with work because I'm a school teacher full time, so.
We can do later on Friday.
Well, that's okay. If we need to push it later, that's okay. Oh, so you want me?
what do you think?
Well, yes.
Then, several times a week. Well, I guess town also. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, 5 or 6 o'clock, but.
Like 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, yeah, okay.
Let's, we did one.
2 o'clock? Oh, what? Meet in the middle at 1:30. Let's meet in the middle at 1:30. Mr. Milton said 2, you guys say 1, let's meet in the middle at 1:30, if that works for everyone. On Friday, March the 8th at 1:30.
So perhaps maybe we cancel the work session March 26th and do a special meeting for March 8th. So, because I think we advertise our work sessions being held the third
Okay.
Tuesday of every month.
It's currently on the schedule for March 26th.
Right.
And that's what he's saying.
We can cancel that.
Right.
Leave it, or we can leave.
Stuff has been done that one, which would be
Well, we have
special
it in-
events with a Rusty Rabbit and
No, that's in, we're in February right now.
where that'd be
So
more
our
work
next,
session. If you cancel the 26th work session.
oh,
Well, yeah, that's right, you would
we'll
have
have
it
a
regular
regular
meeting.
session, then we'll have a regular meeting.
That's right. One thing about regular meeting.
We'll have a
Which
regular
way that
meeting, so
all
we won't
cheap.
have to cancel anything.
We'll designate it as a special meeting.
Okay.
Right.
And pretty good at that, I think, by now, right?
Yeah.
The only thing that I've mentioned about that, which is fine if you guys change it, but remember that's a budget work session, so you may not get the normal budget presented to you in March for that day, because we're doing budgets right now, in the department, so that just gives Ben and I 3 weeks for us to get a budget together.
We just scratched a little bit.
Yeah, that's an issue, Mr. Newton and I were talking about the change, about moving it weeks to do a $20 million budget. We are right now in the process of meeting with each individual department head with their wants and needs to operate efficiently. So,
The 26th is our regular work session, correct? Could we move that time back, that affect anybody to where we used to be, to give us extra time? Instead of being a 6:30 meeting, can we just, I know that you're.
Oh, you need to push that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
Can we just do that and push it up,
That's.
instead of being
We can even do a 4 o'clock.
that would, and that would be y'all's time, we'll have to change the schedule now, we'll have to post no special meeting nowhere. We can do 4 o'clock on the 26th.
Does that work for you?
I think that's a great idea.
And Haley, you get your day out on the 6th.
Yep. Yay. And you, Courtney, happy.
Right.
You did this for
Yeah.
So we're just changing
So
it
we're just
to
gonna
4
change the
o'clock
time
from
to 4 o'clock.
6:30.
Yes.
Thank you.
Will that be here for courthouse?
Okay, fire department.
Well, that's
Is
great.
that a problem?
Yes.
Yes.
Do we need to move all this back to the fire department?
Didn't think about it.
We have tables at the fire department to supplement moving this here if you'd like. We don't have a microphone, but we do have a table.
And that is a public meeting.
Let's leave
Just
it
leave it
here.
here.
Leave it alone.
Fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have a motion to approve the work session at 4 o'clock at the courthouse on the same day, March 26th.
Special meeting notice for that.
Make a motion to approve the work session for 4 o'clock on the 26th of March.
All in favor? Any opposed? So carried. Okay, we have our special event and Main and Holland Streets. Mr. Blackburn, please.
Yes, Madam Mayor, Board of Aldermen, Mr. Jeremiah Foster, who is here tonight, is the owner of the Pickle Restaurant. He has submitted a special events application proposing to hold a car show on March the 9th from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. They're requesting to put up no more than 8 tents, the use of 6 trash receptacles, and requesting the use of 2 police personnel. The event will be open to the general public, and they're estimating attendance of 700 people throughout the day. And Mr. Foster is available here if there are any questions concerning this matter.
Any other questions?
That's coming. I'll see you at the next meeting for that.
Still say it's still early.
Yeah, we're gonna try to do events just to.
Do you Main Street?
Basically what we're doing is the way we did it the last Volkswagen show. So we'll go from this intersection down to the caboose, and then we'll have Holland Street, and that's what we're asking for. So last car show we did 70. This particular car club saying they can expect to about 100, possibly 125 if not more, but I told them we'd try to keep it at 100. So they've got 20 people volunteering to help direct traffic, keep this, that, and another. We're trying to do it early in the day, so we should be out of everybody's way by 3 o'clock.
We have a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Now,
Any opposed? So carried. Moving on to item K. This is recognizing the first female mayor for the town of Dallas. That would be Colleen Coniger. I think that we need to recognize her for that. So what I'd like to do is get a plaque, a special plaque made with maybe a key on it that says the key of Dallas or the key of the town, I don't know, something cute with it. Next meeting, if possible.
The March meeting?
Yes.
I'm good with that.
Anything on that? Is
No.
everybody okay with that?
I'm good.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? So carried. Item N is Mayfair on the Square. Mr. Blackburn, if you would, please.
Again, this is information. Members of the Dallas Small Business Association will be in attendance and would like to discuss adding the event from May the 11th, which is entitled Mayfair on the Square. The event will consist of vendors setting up around the square, offering various goods and items for sale. The time for this event is between the hours of 3 o'clock p.m. through 6 o'clock p.m. and having a concert afterwards starting at 7 o'clock p.m. Fees for this event and preferred parking passes will be discussed at tonight's meeting.
We'd love you to, please.
This was a request from our new Parks and Recreation person, Alex, that there's already a concert and already a street closure, so why not add a couple of hours to that and sort of turn it into a festival? Lots of towns have fall festivals, not many have spring festivals, so that's sort of the idea that infrastructure put in place for the concert already. It is just prior to Mother's Day, so we felt like it would be a great time for the community to come out and just enjoy a few nice fun activities and to get us as a town toward what we really want all of our concerts and street festivals and communicate them really well and get them turned into something really great for the town.
No, Alex did ask for our help, and we wanted that to be a success for him on his first venture out. Here to help make it a success. We figured if possible, if we could put a maypole out, we could do a maypole out in the square and kind of children doing that. Maybe fun stuff like flowers and stuff like that. Maybe even a flower truck for people to buy for Mother's Day on the next day.
Pam and Melissa are both business owners, in case anyone doesn't know. And Victoria's.
The vendors are, we're charging them for shops, correct? And if we're gonna charge them, about that pound event, who's charging them? Well, we normally.
That's something that I want to talk about at a work session for vendor prices and things. We're going to look more into that, yeah, for the town event. Because usually if it's a.
Town event, we don't.
Right. Well, no, in a contract now, we do have, it says we have a $25 vendor fee for town events if they don't have the contract for the permit year, or for the permit, yeah. So, that's just something I like to revisit. I'm not charge the vendors separately for that, you guys will charge the vendors.
Right. We're just, so we're only gonna support him at this one.
Right.
This is his deal, we're just.
You're just
support
here to
staff.
help. Okay.
We're the support staff on that, so anything that will be done will be through the town on this event.
We could come in with recommendations, we have this person, we can solicit to them as vendors, the town gets a contract to help him get to those people, and you all collect funds. Concert series, if you've had 300 or 400, typically you come to the concerts or the county vendor, just an enhancement, just something different. It's the day before Mother's Day, so it's a good opportunity for people around town to have a good time for us to show off.
Mr. Dr. do you have something?
Is there any additional town staff that would be used for that?
Well,
Staff starts setting up 3 o'clock, 3:30 that afternoon.
Okay.
And we're all.
As we would even recommend, vendors would need to be mindful of the vendor would need to provide their own table, their own tablecloth, their own tea. You just need to carry them right on. And if a vendor, I don't think you would allow vendors to request electrical, so,
Those are all things we need to know, because so many times they show up and they say, well, where's the power?
Right.
And that's something.
We know that going into
We
it.
need to know going into
Yeah, we know that going into it. It could be, have additional food trucks and that sort of thing, and they just need space on it all. They would be in charge of bringing their own generator think that we would come
I
across.
think Alex has, doesn't have much to work with as far as people, so our association is willing to help out to get some of this done. So that it's not town staff.
Right.
It's having,
But be mindful to do.
One thing I do think we need to look into is, I don't know if this is free. Vendors, they don't need to use this street here. I think that could maybe interrupt our town staff and employees with blocking off, I think you guys know that, but blocking off the road, so maybe using that side street for the vendors.
I know that there's things that you all have reached in the past about putting vendors in the park itself, about not staking tents, and I completely understand that, but I think the park itself is very unused. I would love to sit down with somebody to kind of redesign when you do things like that, about how things could look. There's a Daniels over Temple Garden, and there's certainly lots of irrigation and electrical and things like that out there, so I'd be happy to, we'd all be happy, several of us at production. How do you call that, experience, so we'd be happy to, just help to add to.
even if we use the circle parking lot as to pitch tents in instead of maybe the yard, to not mess up, because I know Sam and I have talked about, how pretty it is, and you don't want to mess up the yard, especially if it was a rainy day and all that kind of stuff.
I'd be all for using that out there, blocking off the park.
As a first try, just look as an example of what other festivals could look like when you get to your concert series. If a concert series is already doing a lot of work for electrical staging and that sort of thing, you might as well piggyback on those sort of things to make it a big day.
And what a beautiful transition from the front yard to the back yard for the center.
The only thing that I would ask is maybe having a maypole somewhere on the yard that you guys can tell us where that might be. Maybe even need that in a grassy area, maybe.
We understand this was something that happened a long time ago. It was James Popus who brought it to the attention of the committee that this is somebody who used to do it all along. He said he may not lazy, he didn't do it anymore. So it's something that you had in the past, anyway. So it could be a fun revisit.
The only thing I'll suggest, not chiming in where Bill did, if with having the concert series, when the concerts start, it's a town event, so the security or the police is already there. If we tie in a private event before that, we have to discuss that option, because if we start shutting off Main Street and you have people walking around, you cannot leave that unmanned without some police officers, electrical vehicles helping barricade stuff. So that's a discussion we'll have to sit down and make, because at that point, if the town's not sponsoring the first part, then who pays for the police officers to be out there? Because if we have them on the clock working for the town, you see what I'm saying? You can't do it for one if you don't do it for all in that special event.
It is a town, it would be a town event because it would be the rec department. It would be us. We're only helping.
So the rec department wouldn't need to do any special event permits, correct? That's what.
Right.
If it's going to be run through them, then he's running it.
They're proposing just to
Everyone was just to help.
That's what I need to know. Me and I guess the town staff, we need to know is if it winds up being a town sponsor, then the police is going to be there because the town's paying.
And that's what it is. It
Okay,
should
I just
be
wanted to make
a
sure I was
town
clear on how that was going to work.
Yes,
right.
Two different things going on.
He only asked for our help, and and we all said that they would be helpful too and want to do it. So, it would be a time event the whole day.
Is that okay for you guys?
And I know it was brought up before too, but we've had a lot of discussion among our group that communication is key. I went to all of the towns surrounding the area, like Bessemer City, Stanley, all of the small surrounding towns, and got a list of when their concerts were and who they had for their bands and stuff, so that we wouldn't duplicate dates, wouldn't have things on the same day, wouldn't have the same band, so that we wouldn't really be in competition. So we really need our communication. We need it on board, we need it in our newsletters, we need it on our power bill, we need it on our website, and we're working real hard. We have a whole list now of trying to pin down the library, the museum, and turn it over to you all. So hopefully it can be communicated out to our public.
again, let me get one thing straight, what do we decide, if we let them vendors not come, we're gonna try to throw them out here, or we're gonna put them on this street over here?
I think we'll keep them out of the way of this.
Yeah.
Back here. But I think we have enough time to, we have it till May. Couple more meetings and then some more Monday meetings.
I think, I have no problem with them, but let's put it, along with our other special events, so we can discuss how we'll set it up. And police, because you probably still need an extra officer or two.
Yeah.
Even though the panel's paid for, you still got to stay here all day. You need to go tie the officer, but this should be at work.
Yes, this will be all.
I'm gonna watch that street earlier.
Yeah. What are we going to do? Push it to March?
Yeah, and discuss the exact times and what we can do the work session.
Okay. So we have a motion to table this until March for further information.
I don't think there'll be an issue with the event itself. If we're gonna go in at the blind, we don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
The idea is fine. I'm good with the idea.
Just this is.
Yes.
Is it technically a work session or a regular meeting?
February, it's a February work session or March?
Yeah, we are in February.
We'll go to the February work session.
Yeah, February's work session.
In 2 weeks, yeah.
Okay. Do we have a motion then to take this to the February work session?
I'll make a motion to discuss it at the February work session.
All in favor? Any opposed? So carried. We're now moving to item N, offer to purchase town-owned property. Mr. Black.
I believe Jonathan and I had this discussion last week regarding this DOT purchase.
Correct.
And there was a meeting set up between some of our department heads at the water plant. Did they have any success getting that figured out about the access to the water plant?
Yes, sir. They met yesterday at about 11, and Bill and Zach met, and Bill.
He showed us the route we're going to take, it's a minimal bridge area for it, but it's basically before you get to the little lift station and cuts across down to there because they're going to make a temporary bridge, tear the old bridge down and build a new bridge back.
Zach,
And there's a little bit on the other side also.
Right. That's where the water plant is, right? On the other side?
Well, you got the water intake on one side and the water plant on the other side.
Was there one part that they were sort of, when I talked to him on the phone, he was sort of telling me that part of the access to the water plant is going to be disturbed. I just wanted to make sure we had access.
We'll always have access to the water.
Okay.
They assured us we would.
It's just a little sliver, it's not a
Water
sliver.
service and all that.
Yeah, it would be considered a construction easement for them to build the bridge. So they're putting in an offer, two different offers on two different parcels. But it lists 13 acres. However, one parcel is .008 acres, and the other one is .068 acres. So essentially, they're offering this to purchase. They'll do their construction. It's still the town's land after that.
Yeah, when it's done, they'll release the.
Release all, even the little slivers back to the town. I thought they were going to permanent. But it's minimal.
Yeah.
Say it again?
Stormwater portions.
It took the drainage area. For stormwater.
Temporary snow construction,
So we're good.
Yeah.
We're good with, the board would be good with approving this.
Do we have any other discussion? Do I have a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
All in favor? Any opposed? So carried. additional items here in is a discussion for letters or letters.
Yes, Madam Mayor, Aldermen, there's a public meeting that's going to be held on this Thursday night, the 15th, concerning a variance request that has been submitted to the town. And it has caused some concern for residents in the area because they've received this letter on, now I know you all probably can't all see it, but this is on the official town letterhead that has the mayor or department heads and so forth and so on. And while it does in full essence come from the town, this variance letter has nothing really to do with this board, with the town board. So when some citizens have approached me and have called me with great concern about what's happening here, and you know, what's happening to is anything going to happen to our property and our land? It's only for a variance where they're talking about setback as to where the individual that owns that property is wanting to build a house. And all of this is really coming from the Board of Adjustments. It's not coming from the town, from the board, but they see our names over here and so forth. So when they have their concerns, which should be directed to the Board of Adjustments or to someone at Town Hall, they ultimately end up calling us. And I've had to ease many people's minds about what's happening here. Developers coming in, we're constantly, in East Dallas where this is, we're constantly getting phone calls from companies wanting to buy our property. Yeah, and so forth. So there's a great concern for property owners that live in East Dallas as to the legitimacy of what is happening here. I just wanted to bring that to the board's attention, to the town's attention as well, to see if there's something that we. It does have a phone number on here, which goes to who's the young lady on here? Lindsay, yes. It goes to Lindsay, but I don't know if she's got any calls concerning this, but they definitely haven't been calling me concerning this. So my thought is for consideration of coming up with some other, still legal to the town, but not necessarily putting all our names and making us, because none of this never came before the board. Yeah, and that's something that had me concerned, because I'm saying, how come I don't know anything about this? Yeah, so if that does make any sense, what can we do to kind of alleviate that particular problem?
I have a recommendation, if I can. I think that with this, I don't know who sends these out. Do you
Our
know?
planning department, Lindsay will send
Okay,
these
so,
notifications.
I think if Lindsay sends this, where is it? Oh, I think that we put, it's just a recommendation, that maybe we put the Board of Adjustment over here. So we can have two separate, but they look exactly the same. So the format will be the same, and just put the Board of Adjustment, take our names off of it. And then if that goes for any board. If any of our boards or committees have anything that they need to send out, then it needs to be appropriate and it comes from as opposed to us. So that's
So that the town dies.
yes, everything will be the same. The names will just, the name mayor, alderman, gone.
Right.
Unless it comes from us.
Right.
Otherwise, it will be chair, or whatever it might be. Go ahead.
I would caution putting names of Board of Adjustment members on
Okay.
any type of letterhead, because it is a quasi-judicial board. It's like putting the Superior Court judge's name on a subpoena or whatever. They have to be operating in a vacuum, and the only evidence they can hear about that matter being presented to them is under oath. So there's legal terms. Yeah, I think that's the simplest, just have town letterhead.
I wouldn't even tell the officer, or she picked one.
Okay. Mr. Trina?
Willie and I, a lot of times, have to write will serve letters to developers, the capacity, and they want it on our official town letter.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Well, I would think if you write a will and serve letter, that kind of does fall back on us. I would think that would be all right.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
Okay.
Because then they would have to.
I think what he's I just put town Dallas, there, be done with it.
Yeah, I think so.
Board of Adjustment.
That would be probably the only board that would be affected, would be the Board of Adjustment. Planning board, recreation board, whatever.
Well, Jonathan made a good point that it was a misclick. So there are other options. It's just,
Okay.
just happened to be for one this time.
Fair enough.
So that's okay. Okay. Thank you for that. Do we need to make a motion for any of that, or can we just, I think we can.
I think they are, so
Do we have to make a motion to leave that, or is this a discussion?
No, I think
So-
it's just a direction,
Okay.
direction to staff.
We have a proposal for our top zoning.
Yes, absolutely. If I may, we know that over the past, year and a half, we've been dealing with numerous developers coming to the town of Dallas and our area, and we know that this is a prime location for relocation to this region, as things in Mount Holly, Belmont, and Pemberton, they've all gotten full, so they're continuing to move this way. And quite most often, the requests that come before us for zoning for these developments that are coming into town have been. And I know that as a board, that we have had some issues with that because of the setbacks and the distance between the houses, which we know is a great concern, because I think we all probably saw a fire on the TV or on the news the other day, where these houses are so close that that the heat from the fire is melting the siding on the house next door. They're entirely too close. To just remove R5 from our zoning and stick with the R6, and we can hash out those things as they come. Taking it because the developers looking for that R5, and understandable, because they can get the density into those areas, build more houses.
I think we need to get rid of it, and we need to, Ben and the planning, what was her, Lindsay last week, actually, because, none of what we want, we don't really have in there.
Well, the town is already engaged with
Right.
the firm to look at our developmental ordinances. There may be as early as the February work session or in March, a brief presentation by this firm.
But I think we do need to get rid of the R5.
Yeah.
Okay. It depends on how soon you want to do it. We can start presenting that and start the motions. We throw it before the planning board, give their recommendation, doing the advertising as required by the general statutes. And it would be right. So we can start that
I think that
without waiting on the other, the other ones.
I think that is problem child, so to speak.
Yes.
So we can get that out, and we can work on the rest of it, I agree with that on zoning.
I think with zoning, on top of that, I sent a few zoning board meetings, and I think that there are some procedures and ordinances that are in place as far as zoning that need to be looked at as well, and maybe reviewed for updates. So I don't know how to make that proposal or motion to kind of get that going.
I think we need to direct staff to begin that process. I would prefer a motion second and a vote
Okay.
for that direction.
Do we have a motion to look at the planning and zoning?
To eliminate the R5 zoning
To eliminate,
classification.
yes, to eliminate the R5 zoning and look into the procedure or the policies and ordinances in zoning as well, or no?
That's all right, that process.
Right, that's several minutes, is that correct?
I would tighten that motion up to direct
Just
staff
R5.
to begin the process of amending the zoning ordinance to reflect the deletion of the R5.
I make a motion to eliminate the R5 zoning from the town.
Well, the study, look into it.
Or look into it, right, the removal,
Or begin the process.
however it's worded out.
Are we getting closer to perhaps employing a service development director?
Advertisements for that position are out there at this point. We have not received any, official notification. However, we have contracted with InFocus that has provided us with the tenured planners and developmental services personnel for a minimum of 2 days a week.
Help us in revamping.
No, sir. They're just providing that service for planning and zoning at this time.
She had a good bit of knowledge of the town, I don't know where does that.
She, one had worked at the town for a number of years prior. Shelley,
temporary.
yes, Shelley Williamson.
Okay.
She was with Central Line, and else in focus.
I just know Jonathan is getting some of these overflow, sort of like out of his, that's out of his area of expertise. And is there an explanation as to why we're having a difficult time? Is our salary limits?
I don't think it's the salary limits. I would go out on the limb. We were talking with the group that is doing the revamping of our UDO, and we were talking about this particular problem. The planning directors are going out and interviewing and getting job offers, and they're taking it to their existing employer, using that as leverage for increase in pay. It's just industry-wide for every position now. It's the benefits of labor today than any other time in recent history.
That we need to work on is that stability, that employee stability. Are staying, so.
I think that's
workable on.
Okay, so I think we're well on our way. We're going to be all right. Okay, so let's make a motion then to eliminate, or to start the process to eliminate the R5.
I make that motion.
Do we have a second? All in favor? Any opposed? We're into our manager's report, Mr. Blackburn.
Yes, ma'am. Madam Mayor, members of the Board of Aldermen, residents, and citizens of the town of Dallas. I'll be very brief. I've already hit some of the highlights of the report. One are the concert series dates. Again, May the 11th, June the 8th, July 4th, August 10th, August 24th, as well as September 14th. Would also add that the town recently hired a full-time recreation director, Mr. Alex Wallace. He began his duties on February 5th, and today offer of employment was given to Mr. Matt Denham to serve as the Parks and Recreation Assistant Director, and we are anticipating his start date around mid-March. Maybe sooner, but outside window will be mid-March. Again, as mentioned earlier, town staff have been working together. Each department head and the superintendents of each department, and get a balanced budget, a workable budget that benefits everyone, especially our citizens here in Dallas. And I'd like to stress this being my first official board meeting. We want to be seen in the community. When I say we, that is town staff, and that's across the board, from the top to the bottom. We want to be seen that offers solutions to your issue, not excuses. We are here to work with each one of you. You may not get the answer you want, but you will get a response. You will get assistance in whatever questions you may have. And I just want to make that clear to everyone listening and present tonight that you've got a great staff. The mayor and our board of aldermen have assembled a great staff to work. Do a great job, and again, listen to your concerns and work towards a solution. Okay? That's all I have, Madam Mayor.
Madam Mayor. Yes.
Did we add the catalyst for number 10?
We did.
We discussed that?
We did not discuss it.
So we're having a concert, I just didn't realize this schedule, I start vacation, but the 10th, the 24th, and so every 2 weeks for.
Actually,
No, we
I
never done that.
did add that. I added it.
Yeah.
And bring it up for discussion.
We tabled it to the work session in order to get in touch with the Rusty Rabbit, because they had a date for August 24th.
So that's the same one.
I think that
I
was
think
the
this one is adding to the calendar, adding calendars to calendars.
Yes, this was
And you guys need
added,
to approve that tonight.
So we're having another town meeting.
right, another comment, that's what I was trying to get across. Thank you, Sarah.
I understand we're having another town event, but we did, it was unapproved, which was the 24th. I can really speak on that, they're not going to speak on it, but I guess it's not paid for, approved, that's all right. So proceed. I think we're at it, I guess there's.
We're okay with adding, sorry, it's going back, let's see.
I thought that was already scheduled, I didn't.
I'm sorry, no,
I didn't really realize. I was just changing the band.
We are adding, I was asking to add the Catalans to the town as a town event, to the calendar, yes, for August 24th. Because we didn't have them on there. I think it's important that we get them in, especially to get all the groups.
Calendar is set, do we have the names of each?
Mr. Blackburn has it.
Yes.
Could you read the names of?
For May 11th, it's the Bailey Marie Band. Also, on the June 8th, is Venture Church Worship Band. On the July 4th, Ben Gatlin Concert from Fireworks. Saturday, August 10th, Caleb Davis. And then August 24th, Catalina's. And then concluding on September 14th, Chris Taylor and the Royal Band.
And I believe Bailey Marie is a local, young local girl.
She is.
Been a great
Yeah. So we have a lot of local people playing, this year for us. So all we need to do now, if you guys are okay with it, is just approving the Catalans to come on the 24th. We have a motion. All in favor? Any opposed?
I had to speak myself. That one.
No, right. So, I mean, keep my attention. You guys are voting on the August 24th date for Academy.
Yes,
Right now.
So, that would not be,
No, they're going to contact that other for it.
this one doesn't interfere with the
rest of
the
that.
rest of traffic.
Right.
It's a separate.
Then this conflict is removed until we start talking about the rest of that.
Right.
They will have to